Oh, Michelle Guobadia, hi.
Hey, Brent, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I am here, I am present, I am engaged, I am with animal, all is well.
I am with Animal.
I
I
am with
love
animal.
that. Well, listen, before we dive into this Biscuit Blitz, I want you to just introduce who you are, how long you've lived in Charlotte, and what you do. And then I'll start the 5 minute clock.
Sure. My name is Michelle Guobadia. I am 38 years old. I've lived in Charlotte for about 12 and a half years, which I just think this is the best city on God's green earth. My day job is I'm the director of Fraternity and Sorority Life at UNC Charlotte. And I'm also a professional speaker in colleges and universities around the country around leadership and anti-hazing and a whole bunch of other things. So that's me in a nutshell.
Beautiful. Well, I'm going to start the clock, and then we will dive into some more questions here for the next 5 minutes on the Biscuit Blitz. So tell us a little bit about how your roles at UNCC have been impacted. How has your day-to-day job been shifted? Because you do wear a lot of hats over there.
Absolutely. And it was interesting. The students came back from spring break and it was like, hey, everyone needs to go home by Friday. And then by that following Monday, it's like, everyone who works here, you need to work from home by Monday. And it happened really quickly. And we had to pivot on how do we advise students, how do we engage students, how do we keep student services going, in the age of La Rona, as I'm calling it. And really, it's a lot of Zoom meetings, it's a lot of WebEx meetings, and students are still engaged. They're still contacting us. We had virtual office hours. Students would literally come in and say, I don't have anything to talk about. I just want to eat lunch with you guys. And we're
Yeah.
like, okay, sit and we can engage just like we do in the office. So students were still looking for that connection, but going virtual and online for them was difficult. It was difficult for some professors, and as administrators, we were just trying to keep them as engaged and connected as possible to the university through graduation.
Well, especially when you think about fraternity and sorority life, by their very nature, is about connection, about
Yeah.
being together. So it must be very surreal, both for them and for someone like you who's so entrenched in that world.
Absolutely. It was hard for them to things just like high schoolers have milestones like prom and all those other things. Our Greeks have stuff too, like senior send off and formal and end of the year graduation stuff. And all of that was terminated. And that was hard for them. You join fraternities and sororities because you want to be social, and then now it's no one is social. And that was really hard in teaching them this kind of new way of being and how to engage with their brothers and sisters in a way that was socially distant, but still really important.
Well, what a time for someone in a leadership role and in a guidance role like you are. I mean, it's just, you always make an impact, but now you can make even more of an impact during a crisis.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What do you think the future of live speaking events is going to be? I mean, this is a big part of your persona and your career as well. What are your thoughts about that?
I've had a lot of conversations with my agent about it. We just don't know. Will universities and schools want me to come and speak to 50 people or the crowds of 3,000 like I'm used to? Will they want me to just pre-record my keynotes and send it to them? And will they actually compensate me for those things? I think as someone who is a speaker and in that field, it's going to be challenging. It is. National Hazing Prevention Week is the last week of September, and that's usually when I'm on the road for 2 weeks. But who knows what that's going to look like now, and who knows if the budgets will be intact that schools can actually do that. I think I'm lucky that I speak about risk management, and that's always going to be something that schools need to invest in. But at the same time, can they gather students? How will students learn? Maybe it will be in a virtual platform. I'm glad that I have a good virtual face. But I think we're going to move to see a lot more of that, which will take a little bit of the uniqueness of a keynote when it's done live as opposed to pre-recorded.
Yeah, there'll be some unique challenges to that, certainly.
Absolutely.
What about you personally, Michelle? How have you been coping personally, getting through this surreal chapter, making the best of it? How are you staying sane and staying connected and creative?
So, little known secret, I'm actually an introvert. I play an extrovert for work and for speaking and for the outside world. So me being indoors and by myself, I'm single, I don't have any children, has not been as hard as people would think it is for me because they're used to my external persona. But internally, I'm an introvert and I've been good. However, I noted that March 7th was the last time I touched another physical human being, the last time I actually like hugged someone. And that made me sad a little bit. Like, without touch, the body dies. And that was literally the last time I like embraced someone else. I've been keeping sane physical fitness. I'm a Peloton owner. I am on that bike several times a day, staying fit. This Corona body is going to give this summer a work when we have summer. The dog has been really impactful. That's the other living thing in my house. Eating well. Here's a time to concentrate on me and eating well. So those things, and in my work, have been keeping me sane, really. And then like having happy hour with friends I haven't talked to in a long time, and setting up the phone and be like, let's have a cocktail. So those things have been great, but the me time hasn't been horrible for me because, again, I am an introvert, but I know for some other people, they're going stir crazy.
Well, in our final 15 seconds, let's talk about your dog. So my dog does not like when we're not home and loves it when we are home. So now the dog has been with us for months now. How is your dog going to handle you re-entering society again?
I think he hasn't changed. He's going to still stay on the couch and chill out. He'll still give me the eyes and say, listen, human, are you going to leave or not? Because if you're going to stay, I'm going to need a cookie. I don't think Paschal is affected by this like other dogs are.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. And I'm really glad to connect with you again, Michelle. It's been far too long. Absolutely. I love you and the work you do, both at UNCC and in the world. And so thank you for spending a few minutes getting blitzed here.
I appreciate it. It felt really good to get blitzed. Thanks.
That's right. Right in the middle of the day, getting blitzed.
Absolutely.
Talk to you later.
Soon. Bye.